Okay, let me see here. Good morning. Who's this?
This is Stephen Reed. How you doing?
Good morning, Mayor. How you doing?
Hey, man, I'm good. This is West Morning.
Now, you guys are down in Mobile. Are you still in Mobile?
No, I just got back.
Oh, okay.
Yesterday.
So you had your meeting about gun violence or violence in the cities.
Yes.
Okay. Well, anyway, we talk about that some other time because I know I don't have a whole lot of time with you. You sound tired, so I'm gonna.
No, I mean, wait, I'm not tired.
No, you're not. Okay.
I've been up since 5:30.
Okay. Well, then let's get on right to it then.
You gonna tell me to call? You gonna tell me to call at 7:30? I'm waiting on your question.
Oh, okay. Well, that's what we're doing. Now let me make sure. I got a bunch of folks want to take a talk to you this morning. Okay, can you still hear me?
I can.
Okay, good. One of the issues that I have, and I might as well just get right to it because you know I love you. I voted for you. If I had to vote again, I'd vote for you again. But I tell you, we got a problem.
I appreciate it.
We got a problem.
What's the problem?
Memorial Day. The city of Montgomery did not have one iota of a flag out for our fallen comrades in the military. Not one. Now, the other day,
that's not true.
Can you show? And I came downtown Memorial Day afternoon. I was down at the radio station.
We had at City Hall.
You had what at City Hall?
A flag.
Now, I ain't talking about the regular. I mean, there was no celebration of that day, official celebration.
We don't celebrate Memorial Day.
With commemoration. Commemoration.
So it's commemorate. Okay, so the commemoration is those that have fallen in service, correct? So we lay a wreath at the cemetery.
Well,
that's what we do on Memorial Day.
Yeah, y'all must have did it quite quietly because we sure made a lot of noise on the. We was all in the paper and everything on the Pride thing and I couldn't miss that.
We should be.
Well, okay. Well, that's okay.
But listen. Don't confuse Memorial Day with the 4th of July.
Oh no, I don't. No. I understand that, but there should have been. Yep. There was no half staff or the flags in the city for that day. Because I looked around. I came downtown and looked everywhere. I couldn't find a flag commemorating Memorial Day.
No, the flag at City Hall was, since Memorial Day is off, you didn't have flags at, the community center and some of the other places. Now, the flag not at half staff at our fire station, that was surprising. Now, that was surprising. So unless you're telling me you went around all our fire stations.
Well, I didn't go to all the fire stations. I didn't have so much time.
All right. So let's pull back a little bit on all the full outrage now. So let's pull back a little bit. You didn't go to the fire stations. I know our fire and rescue.
But I'm downtown, right? But downtown is where that should have been.
No. At City Hall is where it should have been. You commemorate, to use your word, Memorial Day. We honor those on Memorial Day. That's not a celebration, and it wasn't always Memorial Day. So a lot of folks around here need to know the history about that and how it became Memorial Day before they kind of come up with a little fake outrage about their patriotism. It wasn't always patriotism. So let's be clear about that. So that said, on 4th of July is when we adorn the city and the streets, the same places where you're seeing the pride flags with United States flags because it's Independence Day. And some would argue Independence Day is a little watered down. Because some would argue not everybody was independent.
Right. Well, I tell you,
hold on. So hold on.
Okay.
So we still honor that as the government, as a country. Now, everybody has a right to their opinion. So we'll hear from those who say, well, we shouldn't do that. And that's fine. They have their opinion. That's the great thing about the country. Everybody has an opinion. They can express it. There's no problem. Just don't create a firestorm where there is no firestorm.
And I don't want to do that. Yeah, I don't want to do that. But I got to tell you, I was downtown. Okay, so you tell me it was at City Hall. Okay, maybe that's the one place I didn't go, but I went all through downtown. And normally, we have.
And you said you didn't go to our fire and rescue.
No, I didn't.
You didn't go to our fire and rescue station.
No, I didn't do that. Now I know the police department had theirs. I did go by the police department, and theirs were set. So we're clear that we don't
celebrate. The city does not celebrate.
We commemorate
the fallen and those who made the ultimate sacrifice. So when we commemorate, we take a wreath to the cemetery. That's what the city has done for years across the.
Well, why didn't we see any of that? Well, why didn't we see any of that on television or in the newspaper?
I think that most of the media wants to go to those that are having a service or something that's a little bit more public. We don't have that, and we haven't had that in Montgomery in years. We have not had a public. Now we do something on Veterans Day,
right.
But we have not had that on Memorial Day. And again, if you think about the president, he goes to the tomb of the unknown soldier.
Right.
We don't have that type of ceremony, if you will.
Right. Right. Well, listen, somebody wants to talk to you, so let's see if we can get these folks on here to talk to the mayor this morning. Good morning. You're on with the mayor.
Yes. Good morning, Mayor.
Good morning.
Good morning. Okay, Mayor, this is a clip. I sent you a certified letter back in January. It probably was a little before, but that's one of the dates I have down. But someone signed for the letter for you. And I talked with the police officer that in charge. He said I have to speak with him before I could speak with you. And I talked with him about 20 or 30 minutes because I told him I really need to talk directly with you. And I asked him, since he just kept on insisting to me go ahead and talk with him, I asked him was everything duly noted, and he said it was. And then I didn't hear anything about 2 weeks or more. Then the young lady from your office, she called me, and she wanted me to repeat the story. And I have not heard anything from you yet. And then another thing let me let you answer that first. Why haven't I heard anything from you?
Well, I'm not aware of what the information is.
Okay.
It was arrested in one of your police officers. What happened August the 13th of last year. They came out after I called the record. I called the record service. The record service came out and picked those cars up I wanted them to pick up. I was carrying one to Kia and I was carrying one to Rosa Park. Okay, but anyway, I paid for one. I paid for both cars. I paid $110.
Okay, can you give me the short version? Can you give me the short version, honey? Because I got a lot of folks want to talk.
Okay, all right. The short version. Okay. When I called the police officer out to see what happened in my car, when the record driver takes off my car, he already had $110 of my money. Okay, when the police officer came out, his name is David J. Resort. I'm gonna tell you his name. Okay? Well, he came out, and I told him I need a report made because I had given the guy my money, and the guy takes off my car, but he had me the $110 back and take off my car, tell me I found the car. And I was stunned for a minute, so about 10 minutes I called, that's when I had called the police officer. And so anyway, David J. Resort.
Okay, I think this is going to be a little too long. Hunter, I got a lot of people on there. Can you...
Okay, well, I'm going to make this part quick. I'm going to make this real quick.
What's your name, sir? What's your name?
Clifford Hunter. And I also need to tell you something about Judge Westry, about my case action summary. I can't even get a case action summary from you all. He told me that no judge has signed it. It's numerous things I need to talk with you about. I mean, I'm so upset. I maybe sound like I'm talking in riddles, but I need to talk with you, and I need to talk with you soon because you received the letter. And each time they talk to me, they have me on speakerphone, so evidently somebody's listening. And I have not heard anything. You don't recall to get a certified letter from me, Mayor?
No, but I'll check into that today. I'll check into
Okay, check into my case action summary on the cases, if you would, sir.
Okay.
Case action summary.
All right.
And find out what's going on with Judge Westry.
All right.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Okay. Good morning. You're on the air with the mayor.
Good morning, Mr. Mayor. This is Barbara Mays. I'm calling regarding the issue of crime in this community. I've made several attempts to try to reach you by phone. Several of the ladies in your office have taken messages from me, and I've asked to have you call me. But my concern is crime in this community and some of the issues surrounding crime. First of all, lack of respect. People in this community don't respect one another, even from the mayor's office. That's a total disrespect to not at least have someone return your call. Secondly, In this community, in the past, and this is not your administration, consultants have been paid lots of money to come in and study various problems. Those consultants take the money back to their community and spend the money there, but yet Montgomery continues to have the problem, and it still exists. I don't have the only answer or the only solution to problems here in Montgomery with crime, but I do have a possible solution. And that possible solution is that we simply do some things differently. I've heard you say, particularly the last time when you left the Sheridan Heights Community Center, if any person has any idea, suggestion, recommendation, etc., that would help to address the crime problem in Montgomery, you would find a way in the city budget to make it happen and to pay for it. I'm still trying to get an opportunity to speak with you, so please tell me.
Well, what's your idea?
My idea is to do some things differently, and I can't go into them all away.
What are those things?
But
give me two.
A couple of those things is, first of all, is to get more parental involvement in this community. For many years,
okay.
I did get...
That's number one. What's the second one?
The second one is to get young people in this community to look at what the crime problems are and the root causes of those problems. We have to go back to root causes in order to address many issues, especially from families of color, because there are so many other issues that come into play rather than just saying it's a problem. And I promise you, everything that before your former chief left office, I gave him a written opportunity to take a look at some of the things that we're looking at doing. But that's neither here nor there. He's gone now. I want the opportunity on behalf of many of the citizens of Montgomery. It's not just me. I represent several citizens through a nonprofit here in Montgomery. And we want the opportunity to simply sit down and share with you our ideas of what will work in Montgomery, or at least to try to do some things differently, because that new water park we're getting ready to build, if we don't address crime in Montgomery, that's going to be sitting idle after about the first year or so, because people are not going to bring their families into this city when the crime problem is so high. So please tell me what's a good time, or have one of your secretaries call me. I will give you my number. That's 334-354-6229. That's 334-354-6229. I would love to have someone call me back with an appointment.
Okay. Appreciate it. Mayor, it seems like to me you need a town hall meeting with the folks.
Well, you know, we've done a lot of those through COVID, and it wasn't just about COVID. We did, you know, a lot of call-ins, and we did a lot of Zooms. We did everything we could do under those ideas, but there's nothing like being in person. So I suspect that over the next couple of months we'll do some town halls, because we've got a number of great things that are happening around the community. Whether it's the $50 million we're investing back into the city itself through our bond issue and the capital improvement that we've already started making on community centers, or whether it's some of the partnerships we have going on with Montgomery Public Schools and Apple, or whether it's, you know, the Whitewater part that she just mentioned, which is a county and city project that we're looking forward to, you know, help us redevelop the I-65 corridor and to really anchor West Montgomery. So we've got a number of great things that are happening, and so I suspect that we'll be out as, again, you know, the restrictions ease to talk to folks in various environments.
Let me ask you, let's talk about something that's quite serious. The city council, your relationship, according to them, with our city council is somewhat strained. You have
I wouldn't say that.
Well, I'm just telling you.
No one has told me that. They haven't told me that.
Well,
make sure you're not putting your spin on
it. I'm not. Listen, my understanding is that you come up with things, and they don't know anything about, like this SOGI thing. Okay, this sexual orientation and gender identity. Now, mayors don't make law. And they're telling me that, a lot of them telling me that they don't even have the makeup of this thing, no documentation about it, so they can look at it.
That's not true.
Well,
hold on, time out. So
right.
Again, I know we don't have a lot of time, so I don't want you to take all your time giving me a sermon.
Okay.
So let's say this. One, I meet with the city council president and the president pro tem every other week. So they bring me issues that the council may have. I shared with them things that I may have. Do I meet with every councilman every week? No, I don't. But the councilman has my phone number. I talk with them quite regularly. They will text me. I text them back in pretty decent time. And those that miss me will call my chief of staff or my executive assistant. Mm-hmm. So we're in constant communication and constant touch. So I haven't heard about anything extreme, but I understand that. That may sound. People like conflict. So
I hear you.
Create conflict even where there is none.
And I'm just trying.
So there's no strain there. Now, second of all, anything that we introduce, we will send out beforehand. One, I want them to have an opportunity to ask me any questions or to ask my staff questions. And then second, I want them to know, hey, here's what we're planning to do. Here's why we're doing it. It's up to them. Now, some of them may be like me. They may not be as timely in checking emails and things along those lines, or the communication may not be as clear, but it's always sent days in advance. Well, and if it's not, if they have an objection, we just pull it so we can talk about it.
The pay raises which you're giving people, a lot of them said they were not aware of this before you brought it up, and that now they've got to figure out in the budget how to do it if they do it at all.
It's already been. No, we're going to do it. So that's number one. So let's be clear. Ain't no need, again, some people like drama where there is none. Mm-hmm. It's going to be done. That was shared with the city council president and the president pro tem. City council president, Charlie Jim Wright. President pro tem is C.C. Calhoun. That was shared in advance. That was shared weeks in advance. And they also have talked to the finance director. So they were aware of that. Again, somebody who doesn't know is maybe out in left field. Mm-hmm. Now, that may be another issue. But the next thing is, if I didn't know that we could pay for it, I wouldn't have brought it up.
Right.
So, last time I checked, I got an MBA from Vanderbilt.
I understand.
So I got a BA in finance from Morehouse. So I know numbers. So I don't know anything else. Now, I can't help you with your COVID vaccine. I can't help you with all that. But I know what I know.
Okay.
So
I'm just saying. Then where's the miscommunication here? Then
you got to ask those people. What are they communicating? Because I like to tell people communication is a two-way street. What are you asking me? What are you doing as a council person? Maybe for that person who's telling you that. Ask them what are they suggesting. What ideas are they coming up with? Because I know a councilman who was on that council about over 24 years. I know what he did. I know he had an active relationship with the mayor at that time. Mm-hmm. So the question I would ask that councilman is, what are you suggesting? What work are you doing? What things are you focused on? Because I know what we're focused on, and I can rattle off my record in the first 18 months that surpasses anybody in the last 50 years. 50.
Okay. So
I don't have a problem with that. And some people say, well, you're bragging. No, it's not bragging if it's true.
Right. Well, let me ask you, what is your purpose of this new ordinance, this SOG? What's the purpose? Are we trying to give people rights that other citizens don't have? I mean, what's the purpose of this?
We're trying to prevent, we're trying to prevent, and we're putting into law, non-discriminatory ordinances, period. We're putting into law non-discriminatory ordinances based on gender. And given the state that we're in, and given the laws that are passed at the state legislature, I think it's very important for us to do that and to make sure that we are fighting for the civil rights of everyone. Because I don't have to click on my...
But don't we have laws...
to see what...
Right, don't we have laws out there already for that?
No, we don't. We want ordinances in place at the local level to stress that, because you have a rollback of some of these laws and challenges to them at the state level. And those things that are coming. So you want to be very explicit.
Let me calls back. He said he would, so I'll just wait for him to call back. But you may let me see if anybody's still there. Let me see. Good morning. Who's this? That's what I thought. Our phone is just for some reason hanging up for some reason. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. It's Matt Clark. How you doing?
Okay, Matt, hold on. I'm going to make sure you get up next. I think the mayor's calling back right now, okay? Hold on.
All right,
That'd be good. Second from the left there. Mayor.
Yes, sir.
Thank thank you. Listen, I really want to thank you for calling back. I got some. I'm not going to hold you long. Some people wanted to ask you a question, so I'm going to let this. I think we got somebody online wants to ask you a question, so I'm just going to shut up and go straight.
Hey, real quick though, before we go there, let me just say one thing. I think it's important. I think it's very important for the listeners to know that I think that we have great relationships between our local delegation, our school board. Meet with them regularly, meet with County Commissioner Elton Dean once a month, meet with our council on off week from city council meetings, leadership. And there are a lot of good ideas, a lot of good exchanges that we have with one another. So there again, I think you got to be careful of not allowing the a couple of folks to set the tone for the entire body, because I think, there are things that the council certainly has their priorities for, and there are things that I have my priorities for. Sometimes they fit together, sometimes they don't, but I think we're able to work all those things out, whether it be in our meetings, work sessions, or anything along those lines. So, let's just make sure that we don't focus on one or two minor issues when we pass, upwards of 15 to 20 ordinances every council meeting, without a lot of fanfare. So there's a lot of great work being done by the council and by, I think, our administration. As I said earlier, we've been very active, and I think the most active in the first 18 months that you've seen in several decades. But that is to say that we also have a council that works with us and is very willing to cooperate on most things. Not all. We still got to get Jeff Davis Avenue changed to Fred Gray. I'm very passionate about that. And some other street names need to be changed, and some other initiatives, and they have theirs too. So let's not send a signal to the community that the council and the mayor are not working together. We're not working with the county commission or the school board. I think we're working very well with all of those groups, including our legislative body as well, who I'm in constant contact with during the session, to talk about how to move Montgomery forward.
Okay, appreciate it. Good morning. Oh, man, I think I kind of messed that up. Mayor, call back. I kind of messed that up. Matt, are you there?
Yeah. Hey,
hold on a second. I accidentally hung up on the mayor. Hold on 1 second. I got to get the mayor back. Okay, there he goes right. Okay. Sorry about that, Mayor. Okay, I got somebody want to ask you a question. Good morning. You're on there with the mayor.
Hey, good morning, Kevin. Good morning, Mayor Reed. I got a question for you about this Doji Ordinance. So I'm very concerned because one thing we're seeing across the country when ordinances and laws like this are in place is violations of religious liberty and free speech rights. Now, it's one thing if, you're just trying to make sure, people aren't discriminated against. I still think that you can't define a civil rights group by their sin, but that's one thing. But a lot of the times, these things do not have carve-outs for religious liberty. So you got folks who are small business owners like Christian cake bakers, and they got folks coming to them saying, hey, we're having a same-sex wedding. We want you to custom design a cake for us. And they're saying, hey, look, I'm sorry, I can refer you to people that'll do that, but I can't because it violates my religious beliefs. And when that happens, the government comes along and beats up on them. So I'm assuming the proposed ordinance is going to be like that. So my question for you, sir, is... Well,
I wouldn't make that... One, I wouldn't make that assumption. And two, I wouldn't say that I'm defining any group, quote-unquote, by their sin and use your language, not mine. So I think we got to be very careful of the words that we use and the actions that we imply.
Okay, but if there's not going to be a carve-out for religious liberty here, my question is, what is so menacing, what is so threatening, and what is so evil about folks saying, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not going to stop you, but I can't participate in this in good conscience, that the government's got to come along and force them saying, no, it doesn't even matter if they can get the cake somewhere else. You got to bow down to this too. Otherwise, the government's going to come after you and find you.
Well, a couple of things. Nothing is menacing or threatening about anything that we're proposing. So again, I listen to the words that are being used, and that is done deliberately. So nothing is menacing and deliberately. What's menacing and deliberate is some of the tone that we see regarding voting rights and regarding other things. We won't talk about that today. So when it comes to this language, it is about making sure that people are protected. And what we see consistently as mayors around the country is that there are laws and there are organizations that are threatening the civil rights of various individuals and various marginalized groups. And so as Montgomery, given our history, I think it behooves us to be on the front side of this and to be proactive where this is concerned and say that we're going to be a city that respects everyone's rights, that respects everyone's differences, and we're going to be a city that's going to be open and inclusive of all. And that's exactly what we're doing. So it has nothing to do with a cake being baked as much as it has to do with preserving the civil rights for anyone that chooses to call Montgomery home, and we want everyone to feel comfortable and to feel welcome here.
Yeah, but does that include, folks like Christians who say, I can't go along with this in good conscience. I can't bake a cake for the same-sex wedding. I can't do things like that. I'm a Christian as well. So there are things that you and I may agree on. There are things that you and I may not agree on. So that's going to be one of those things that if it comes to that, there are a lot of bakeries in this city. I don't foresee that being an issue where this is concerned or being a reason why that should cause any type of controversy. This is much more serious than some superficial statement that someone's trying to make on either side. This is much deeper than that. Okay, so if somebody says I can't, do this in good conscience, that's super.
Hey, Kevin, we got listen. Now when my folks call in, I want them to get three questions too.
Okay.
What's the last question, sir?
Okay, it's just I guess the last question. I'm trying to make sure I understand you right. So if somebody says I can't do this in good conscience because it violates my religious beliefs, is that a superficial statement in your view?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Sure. So you talked about this issue goes deeper than any superficial statement on either side, right? So if there's a Christian cake baker that says, I'm sorry, I can't do this in good conscience, in your view, is that a superficial statement?
No, I just want that Christian cake baker not to be a hypocrite. And I want that Christian cake baker to have the same thoughts about sin and forgiveness when it comes to other things that Christian cake baker may turn their head to.
All right.
When it comes to issues regarding discrimination, when it comes to issues regarding laws that are certainly one-sided in how they're done, or actions that are one-sided in how they're carried out.
Okay.
So as long as that Christian cake baker, they have a right to their decision. They got a right in their business. I was a small business owner in the restaurant business.
Yeah.
So you have a right in terms of who you serve. Absolutely, you have a right to that. You also have a right to those consequences.
Okay. Let me get you another.
Whether that be because of someone's gender, whether that be because of someone's gender, their race, or their ethnicity, or their religious beliefs.
Mayor, it seems to me it seemed to me I'm not from Alabama, not from the South. My mother's from Mississippi, my dad's from Georgia.
Hey, Kevin, how long have you been here now?
Well, I'm an honorary Southerner, but let me ask you something. You guys down here seem to be trying to fix yesterday today. And I just have a problem with that, son. There's nothing we can do about the things that happen. But that doesn't mean we fall off the bench trying to satisfy some perception of wrong that happened years and decades ago.
No, Kevin. Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah.
We're talking about wrong that's happening right now. We're talking about wrong that's happening right now. We're not talking about 10 years ago.
But such as what wrong is happening right now that is condoned by any group? What? Give me something.
Kevin, we have a group that is taking the voting rights of people back to the pre-civil rights movement. Now,
that's some propaganda. Now, that's some propaganda right there, Mayor.
That ain't no propaganda. Well, hold on a second. Now, again, you're a military man, right? Did you jump out of planes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, you know more about jumping out of planes than I'll ever know. But here's what I was. I was a chief election official in Montgomery County and served on a United States Board of Department of Homeland Security.
Right.
There's only 2 people from every state out of one, so it's 100 of us, a little bit more because we had some territories who had honorary votes, if you will.
Right.
That being said, I think I know election. I think I know voting rights, and I think I know what's taking place. You want to talk about some propaganda.
But I still haven't seen it.
Hold on.
Okay.
You asked about propaganda, and the propaganda is that which is our election system is broken. It is not. That is a farce, and that is because you have people who are trying to change the rules because they don't like the outcome. Hillary Clinton lost by 70,000 votes. All right? Nobody on the Democratic side, including yours truly, who was the Alabama chair for the Hillary Clinton leadership campaign said that the vote was stolen. Don't give me this bull crap that we don't have people on one side or the other who are trying to change things right now. Are you kidding me? That is happening state by state across this country. So that is very hard. That's very serious.
Okay. Do you believe everybody should have voter ID?
No, I don't believe everybody should have no voter ID. I said
what?
When I ran in 2011.
Really? You shouldn't need ID?
Listen, Kevin. Listen, I said that in 2011 when I ran for probate judge. And the last I checked, I was reelected to that position without opposition.
Okay. Hey, you did a good job. We disagree on this one, though.
So should you have some form of ID to prove that you are who you say you are? Yes.
Well, that's all we're saying. You need ID.
No. Okay. No. What people want to change that conversation, not that you say who you are. People also want to say that if you don't have a driver's license, which you from the Midwest, you go to the East Coast, you go to various parts of rural America, and many people don't have a driver's license for a number of reasons. That you cannot vote, even though I say I am, even though I can prove who I am with a Social Security card. I can prove who I am with another form of ID. That's not good enough. I'm a college student. I've got a student ID, but I don't have a driver's license. So I can't vote?
Well, which I don't think you need a driver's license, but you do need I think you need a government form. But let me grab some more calls, because they're waiting for you. Good morning, on air with the mayor.
Sure.
Good morning. Okay, lost that one. Good morning, on air with the mayor.
Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning.
Could I hold on and hear what the mayor said? I can't get back to my phone. This agency. Mayor.
Yeah.
Are you still there?
I am.
Are you still there? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Mayor, I've been trying to get in touch with you since last year, but there's another thing. What I want to suggest, and this is not coming from only me, it's a few of the people that I have talked to. Can I suggest the fact that you hold or talk to the mayor at least every 3 months in a big building? Because if you do that, a lot of people going to show up and tell you the problem. And you can have your police department, your code and inspection department, all of the department represented right there. And people can stand up and explain their problem to you, and you can say like the other mayor say, code and inspection, you hear? Police department, you hear? That would give what some people call the little people a chance to talk to you, you know. And
I think that's a fair suggestion.
Think about it.
All right, appreciate it. Mayor, one thing, let's get back to your Soji thing. Do you believe that a man who was born a male and is still a male with all this equipment should be allowed to go into a female bathroom because he identifies as a female one day, then he wakes up?
Kevin.
I'm just asking the question.
Let's not focus on the.
Well, that's a big deal. Well, that's a big deal for a lot of people.
Kevin, stop focusing on the red herrings in the discussion.
I just want to know if you believe that. I just need to know if you believe that.
We got bigger issues in the city for us to address than the red herring issues that some of your callers want to focus on, as opposed to issues around economic opportunity, educational equality and funding, issues around neighborhood revitalization, and how we move and grow the city, Kevin.
Yeah, I'm with you. But if somebody gets, if somebody gets in a fight in a local store, Mayor.
Sometimes it's up to me, kind of to get you back on the right track a little bit when you talk. You can talk about the small stuff, the small mind. When you talk to the big mind, talk about the big stuff.
I'm with you. But if somebody gets hurt. Mayor, wait a minute, give me a second. If somebody gets hurt because they go into a store and their daughter, somebody goes in the restroom and they see a guy goes behind it because he thinks he's a woman, and then all of a sudden it's a big deal. It's another crime. I need to know. That's a big deal to some people.
That makes up very, 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 very few, an infinitesimal amount of reason for the crime that we're trying to certainly address in the community, and we got our work cut out for us.
Yeah, I get
so
you.
what I would like for you to focus on, if you got the talent and the bandwidth to do that, is don't get caught majoring in the mind.
I'm not. But listen. You are a perfect politician, Mayor, because that's a long way not to answer the question.
Well, the whole point of it is the question ain't relevant to our conversation.
Okay.
So I'm going to steer you back to the things that, as the mayor,
right.
I'm responsible for. So you want to talk about the trash pickup, which we're doing great. We got everybody.
You're doing a good job. You're doing a good job on it.
We had some little tough times there.
Yeah. You're doing
we're going to talk about the expansion of our Parks and Recreation program and what we're doing there, the reinvestment in that. And we want to talk about how we can improve the lives for.
Well, I don't have but I got about a half hour left, so I can't get into all of that. But we need to have these conversations more often. You know.
Look, I don't mind having them. I don't have.
Let me take another call for you. Let me take another call for you.
Hold on. Let's just say this. When we have them more often, now you say somebody got a question, you can't give them 4K.
I'm with you. I got you.
Okay.
Good morning, you're there at the mayor.
Good morning, Mayor 1 and Mayor 2.
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning.
Could we get off the national politics and Hillary Clinton and get back on the city of Montgomery and address one of the issues?
Anytime.
Okay.
Anytime. I'm giving them bonus time right now. Late as it is. Go ahead.
Thank you, sir. Trash in the city, specifically Atlanta Highway, Sylvester Drive. Could we get somebody out there? I mean, they throw trash all up and down Sylvester Drive. It's not private property. It's a city street and right of way. It needs to be cleaned up. And can I make a recommendation? We need to do some education. Can we do some education with the city about throwing trash out?
Yes. We've had a number of people. I will start with the folks who are closest to me, and that is both my mother and father, who have shared with me their opinion to the mayor about the levels of trash that they see in the city. My mother served on the Clean City Commission for, I think, about 16 years. So she is very sensitive to that. And we've had our council take an extreme interest in the Clean City Commission. We're reestablishing that through neighborhood services. And so as we reestablish that through neighborhood services, we plan to do a community-wide campaign on that very issue. And while we're talking about trash, let me just mention this, because I got down Atlanta Highway and Sylvester Drive, so we'll check that out today, this morning. We also have to make sure we kind of communicate with everyone about the grass being cut in the median. You know, cities used to have inmate labor that did a lot of the grass cutting. Well, that's been cut out. So we don't have the inmate labor anymore. So what we're trying to do is come up with some other methods to address that shortcoming so the city does look clean. And we want to work with the state because a lot of these medians along the bypass and other places are state controlled, not local. But that said, we want to work with the state of Alabama on that to make sure that as people view the capital city, they don't see a lot of trash or they don't see overgrown grass in the medians on the right of way.
Sounds good. Well, while we're passing city ordinances, can we pass one that would raise the fine level for throwing the trash out on the street?
Well, that's a good question. Let me say this. I'm not really one to want to start off raising fines. I like to try to get the cooperation of the city, and that's probably something that we haven't focused on as well over the first 18 months in office. And so we want to kind of turn our focus to that and some other things that kind of create an image or perception of the city. So we're aware of that. But what I want to do before I punish somebody and say we're going to increase the fines is try to get some teamwork and maybe even get some contests for, the cleanest city council district, the cleanest intersection.
Hey, guys, I appreciate it.
We can do to build civic pride, to reinstill, I shouldn't say to build, to reinstill civic pride in our folks beyond, the punitive days. So let's try that first.
Mayor, I gotta go to a break. I know you're probably busy now. You don't have another 10 minutes to hold on. So
no, I gave you 10 more than I was supposed to.
Yeah, I know you did.
I'm way behind.
We need to talk more often, Mayor, because a lot of folks got a lot of questions for you.
Well, listen, and there were some good questions.
Yeah.
There were some good questions, and I like the interaction because you know what, the thing about the press conferences is that you get those questions, but you don't get them from the people. So again, as we get out of COVID and restrictions are reduced, we'll have some more public interaction because I think that's good because it also informs people about government, what we can do, whose responsibility it is, and then they tell us some things that they want us to prioritize. So I look forward to it, and we'll be back on Kevin.
Okay.
We can do it much more often.
Okay.
Let's make it happen.
Hey, listen, because after this show, I'm going to give you a new title called Houdini. Because you escaped a couple of them good questions, but
hey, I didn't escape anything. I just gotta refocus sometimes.
Yeah, I hear you, brother. Okay.
Out here and other things.
All right, man.
Hey, Kevin. Your call saying we don't want to talk about Hillary Clinton. That's fair. That was a good point.
Yeah. All right.
We want to talk about the trash.
All right.
I'm saying that was a fair point.
Okay. Mayor, thank you for taking your time and coming and talk with us this morning. But we need to certainly do this more often because radio is one of the few ways where people can reach out to you and from all over the city and all over the town without having to get out of their house to do it. So it's a great medium to do that.
I don't mind doing it, and I'll join in the studio in the future.
All right.
We'll make that happen too.
All right. Appreciate it, Mayor Stephen Reed. We'll be back.
Your WSFA First Alert Weather.